Harry, this is a large potato, and this is what if Yuji Itadori ate a devil fruit and has Haki. Also has other things, but you know what? Not what I'm gonna mention. Now you're gonna be wondering which devil fruit after I clean up something. Wait. Well, I'll mention that too later. But yeah. Also, he's gonna have the 3 Hawkins, but that'll be in later time. But let's go into this what if, okay? So I haven't really done a what's it called Jujutsu Kaisen what if. I mentioned I was gonna do it, but I didn't do it. Since I have I think 4 thumbnails of these what ifs. Wait, let me remember. I only have like 3 of these what ifs I only thought of. But yeah, now, not the point. Okay, so let's go into, well, when Eugene did die and all that. I'm saying that right, Yuji. You, I'm, I feel like I'm saying Eugene for some reason. Or like Eugene. Yeah, it's Eugene. Yeah. So Eugene, he still like survives after how Sukuna says, "Hey, let's do the pack and whatever," because well, he died. Then he came back alive because Sukuna revived. Well, kind of revived him and all that. But yeah, we're gonna skip all the way through that. So this is where well, Eugene was kind of what's it called training with Gojo. Of course, what's it called? Gojo is still gonna fight what's it called the curse energy. I mean not Jogo. Gojo is still gonna fight Jogo, and of course I always get confused with both of their names because I don't know why. I always like mix up Jogo with Gojo and Gojo with Jogo. Not the point. Not the point. But Gojo he still fights that special grade curse spirit. Or not spirit, curse creature. Am I saying it right? Yeah. So of course this is where well he still fights against him and kick his ass and using well domain expansion infinity void. So yeah. Of course this is where well Yuji he still almost died to a fucking plant tree thing whatever. But yeah, of course this is where well we go into well time skip of when they meet Nonami. That one dude that says life is shit. Everything is shit. But I will still go to something that ain't shit, but it's still shit. Yeah, he gives that whole good, like great speech and all that. Yeah, that's basically me. I just want to say that right now. His personality is just basically me. I'm not gonna talk about that. If you want to know about a little bit of my personal life, I might be uploading story times or gaming videos on my second channel. Now I should probably link that there, but there's not really anything uploaded there yet. But that's not the case. So yeah, I might also give clues to different future what ifs. But hey, not the point. So what's it called? We go into, well, Eugene. So Eugene just says, yes, sir. So we still go into the whole theater, whatever, the movie theater. And of course, they're like, what's it called? Well, Nonami says, okay, freaking use your goddamn curse energy to look at the footprints. Eugene is confused and he sees it and then he just says, got it. They walk, they look through, and yeah. They see that the, what's it called, curse energy spirits and they fought them were actually humans and well I mean humans turned into cursed spirits, but not the point. But yeah, of course where Eugene kind of feels bad and all that. Well, I'm just gonna call him Itadori because I feel like I'm saying Eugene wrong or wait, let me think about it. Yeah, I'm saying it right. So Eugene, I don't know. Not the point. For some reason, I'm thinking of like I'm saying Eugene, not Yuji, but yes, Yuji. You're not Eugene. I'm getting myself confused. But whatever, I should shut the fuck up and keep going on this what if, okay? So of course, Yuji was right now. Well, he still meets what's it called, kid and all that. I fucking forgot his name. The guy who can actually use his he has a Shinigami. Is that not a Shinigami? What's it called? One of the curse spirits that he can use, basically a jellyfish. So yeah, he still meets that guy, but before meeting him, Itadori kind of did went to, well, find this kind of like cursed spirit, because Nami decides to tell him to go on this mission by himself. It's only a level 1, what's it called? Well, not level 1, a low grade curse spirit. But yeah, before going on to, well, seeing if this guy is connected with the freaking not movie theater. Shit, I said it twice. But the whole problem with that, the murder. But yeah, Eugene was right now just killing some cursed spirits and all. Eugene then suddenly just got hungry. He was like, okay, fuck. So with him kind of getting hungry, he was like, oh shit. How far am I from the place? I'm pretty far. Fuck. Maybe I should run towards it, but I should be careful at least. This is where he thinks. Before he even goes any further, he sees a strange looking fruit. A fruit that has swirl patterns, just a bunch of like lines, just patterns in different shapes and all that. And it was just all random around the what's it called fruit. Also, this fruit was round. So yeah, of course, this is where Luffy, not Luffy, Eugene just says, "What the hell is this?" This is where he eats it. He eats it all because he was hungry as hell. But then he just like was about to vomit back up. But then he just like swallow it. He's like, okay, that tasted just like Sukuna's fingers. What the fuck? But even worse. So yeah, he was like, what the fuck did I just eat? This is where, well, what's it called? Itadori just decides to go back. And of course he does what's it called the next day, goes to do the mission with Ichi to kind of see if this kid can see cursed spirits. What's it called? Of course, when Ichi still fucked up and let the cursed spirits run out. And of course, that's where Itadori has to go find them. So yeah, of course, Itadori still meets what's it called, well, his name is Jupan, and of course, this is where, well, Itadori is like right now grabbing the spirits right in the middle of the freaking air. And of course, this is where he like jumps down and he says, I need to talk to you, Jupan. And of course, this is where the fat guy says, hey, you stupid kid, I have blah blah blah. This is where Itadori still takes his pants and runs for it. Comes back later in only like 2 seconds and says, yo, I need to talk to you. Yeah, I actually... Well, I mean, the fat dude looks like he was so as hell running, but then Itadori just fucking appeared like he just went Enderman, so it's just like, yo. But not the point. Okay, so this is where they go to like the stairs and still talk about, well, Itadori still kind of like tries to call Ichi, but then Ichi's right now just trying to capture one back the curse, well, low level graded curse spirit. But he's struggling right now, so I mean, that's out of the question. Itadori's still asking questions and all. That's where Jupan already knows that Itadori is actually from the Jujutsu Kaisen sorcerers. And of course, well, they still have a bunch of things in common and all. So let's just skip that, okay? Of course, when they go to Jupan's house to, well, what's it called? Itadori still eats with what's it called, Jupan and his mother. But yeah, of course, this is where, well, with that happening, Jupan still goes to sleep, blah blah blah. The curse will still kill his mother. Well, cursed spirit will still kill his mother because of the finger of Sukuna. But yeah, the one curse. What was it? The curse of what's it called? Since there are like 4 curses, and they're like all special grades. One was fire, tree, and I think water. So earth, well not earth, volcano, nature, and whatever. I think that one was human, hatred of humans, whatever. He appears, and of course he still kind of tells Jupan to kind of go find the person in the school, blah blah blah, to kill him. Of course he still kind of does it. That's where Eugene, he still goes to the school, saves everyone. I mean, I would have liked Jupan to really kill that one dude, that one prickish money dude, whatever, that kind of gave him those scars. Because, dude, I mean, if I had power, I ain't using it for the greater good. I'm gonna fuck up every person that annoyed the fuck out of me. But not the point. I'm going sidetrack. But yeah. Jupen is right now fighting against Itadori. And Itadori is right now like getting, well, not stabbed or anything. He still like fights him. The same thing will still happen on that. But yeah. This is where, well, Itadori, he still kind of tells, well, I mean, not Itadori, Eugene still tells what's it called, Junpan, that he knows what it feels, blah, 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 and tries to calm him down and pal with his mother and all. This is how it still happen. This is where the cursed spirit still appear, and still what's it called, fight against, well, not fight. He still kind of, well, captures Itadori into the wall, and this is where he turns Junpan into one of his, like, cursed human spirits and kind of fights against Itadori. Itadori tells us to call Sukuna to turn him back, but Sukuna refuses, and of course, the laughing and all that. Of course, is where Itadori still kicked the shit out of the spirit first, and of course, the fight was going on. Now, of course, of the whole thing happening, this is where, well, what's it called? This is where Nami appears and kind of like slices before what's it called, Eugene can actually get hit by what's it called, the cursed spirit. And wait, let me get one. But sorry, sorry about that. But of course, this is where Nonami is right now telling him about like this plan and all that. And of course, that was gonna happen until, well, the cursed spirit sent what's it called, this little humans, cursed spirits. Cursed spirits and all. What's it called? Well, Eugene. But of course, when Eugene is struggling to fight against those, what's it called? Well, cursed spirits. This is where he just says, I don't want to kill them. No. This is where some of them are about to try to kill him and all. Until, well, something happens. This is where something happens. He goes into his mindscape, wondering what the hell just happened. And of course, this is where something happens between those little kids, or not little kids, those little cursed spirits. They get sliced into nothing but bits. Eugene did it. But of course, not Eugene himself. Eugene is right now in his mindscape. This is where he sees Sukuna tied up. Sukuna screaming, saying, what the hell is happening? This is where he doesn't know what is happening, but he sees threads. Nothing but threads all around, Sukuna. Sukuna cannot get away. He's like, what? You bastard, Eugene. What the hell did you do to me? This is where Eugene says, what? I didn't even do anything to you. Why are you tied up? This is where, well, what's it called? Itadori. So, of course, what's it called? Eugene says, I didn't do anything to you, Sukuna. Why are you tied up before he even gets to touch the threads? This is where a voice tells him, don't do that. Let him rot, this weakling of him. Or this weakling person. This is where, well, Eugene kind of turns around and sees a figure walking towards him. All just black. Well, not all black. He sees the person has black hair, black horns, red eyes. And of course, well, the horns are kind of like bluish flame a little bit like that. He kind of has wings, but they're right now not spread out. They're right now just behind him. A tail that's right now flowing behind him and all that. And of course, where Eugene says, who are you? The person says, my name is, well, this is where this person says, oh, well, my name is Lucifer. This is where, well, Eugene says, Lucifer, weird name, but hello, there's Lucifer. Why the hell are you in my body? This is where Lucifer laughs a little bit and says, such a strange kid you are. Oh, well, I'll explain to it later, but I'm going to be able to, well, take control of your body for now. This is where Eugene says, no, you don't. Strings appear all around him and say, what the? Why? No, I'm not letting you take over my body so you can do whatever like Sukuna does. Lucifer says, oh, but I don't do like Sukuna does. Sukuna is a crazy, prickish bastard who's a weakling towards me. Blech. he like sticks out his tongue and flip fucking Sukuna. Sukuna goes, "You are you little fucking mother." He's right now just cussing all that. This is where Lucifer says, "You have a very mouthful, so I need you to shut the fuck up." He kind of uses threads, and of course, this is where he tightens well. Well, he kind of makes it, what's it called, the threads more thicker, and to shut him up. This is where Sukuna's right now cussing and getting angry. But Yuji is not held by many threads. A thread that's right now holding him and Lucifer kind of together. It's where Yuji says, "But wait, why am I not covered like Sukuna is?" Lucifer says, "Oh, because I don't really want to hurt, well, my vessel. Not my vessel much. My host. I will really not like to hurt him. Besides, I kind of take a liking to you." This is where Itadori says, "Okay, but don't worry. I will not hurt any of your friends, anyone, or anything like that. I just don't want to see you die." So, Yuji Itadori, I will help you in your fight between some weakling, cursed spirit, whatever the fuck Sukuna made, and I don't care. This is where Sukuna say, "I didn't fucking make him." This is where, well, he's trying to talk, but he's right now muffled the shit out of. And this is where Lucifer then puts a bubble over what's it called? Well, Sukuna. Sukuna, he cusses, but you can't really hear Sukuna. This is where Itadori says, "Whoa, that's cool. But wait, are you sure you're not going to kill anyone?" This is where Lucifer says, "I promise. Besides, you're my host. You're my container. You're the one who ate the fruit." This is where Eugene says, fruit. What? This is where Yuji says, "What fruit?" This is where Lucifer says, "Oh, you must have not known. The fruit you ate with the curvy kind of patterns and a bunch of lines and all that, you must have saw it's a round fruit. Well, that's my fruit. You ate a devil fruit, but not just any normal devil fruit. A devil fruit that I made before the One Piece kind of over. The One Piece age was over. When Luffy was a pirate king and yeah." But that's not the point. "I am the one to make all devil fruits. But this devil fruit that you just ate is special. It's because you have me. But not just anything about me. You have all of the devil fruit abilities. But I will train you later. I'll teach you later, and I'll teach you a lot of things. But I must be leaving now." So this is where, well, we go into Eugene's, well, what's it called? Not POV, but on the outside the mindscape, is where Eugene's body, like his hair is still pinkish and, well, black and all. But this is where a horn appears, and this is where it's kind of glowing blue light. Blue flames, mostly. Not blue light. Blue flames, kind of reddish also. This is where Lucifer says, "Huh. So this is how the world looks like now. I can sense everything. Amazing." But it kind of feels depressing as hell in this world. Whatever. Sukuna must have been the one to do it. What a fucking weakling. This is where, well, Nonami was right now kind of captured, and this is where, well, the cursed spirit says, "Oh, well, let's see Eugene trying to kill him. He's right now traumatized against some humans, blah, blah, blah." This is where, before anything else happens, the window still shatters, but this time, the window and, well, the wall just shatters to a million pieces. And this is where, well, Lucifer, also known as half Itadori, half Yuji, just appears and smashes, like kicks the, what's it called, well, hand that was right now, well, capturing, what's it called, Nonami. But of course, this is where, well, this is where the cursed spirit says, "What the?" This is where Nonami says, "What the?" He sees a horn, but with blue flames and red flames. This is where, well, Itadori says, "Interesting. I have never seen you or anyone else. Then again, I never was in this world that much. I only created that devil a while ago. It's been about 5,000 years since I've been in this world. Very interesting." This is where Itadori kicks at the, well, cursed spirits. Smashing him into, well, not smashing him, but mostly just kicking him really hard in the face. This is where, well, no, Nami doesn't know what's happening, but this is where he starts just fighting against what's called. They just both wombo combo the shit out of the cursed spirit. The cursed spirit still goes and uses domain expansion, with his mouth kind of opening and his hand symbols kind of being free and all that. Of course, where no Nami is trapped inside, but this is where Yuji is trapped outside. So no Nami is inside, while Yuji is outside, also known as Lucifer. This is where Lucifer says, very interesting. But I can sense that this little barrier circle thing is weak as fuck from the outside. But it doesn't matter. This is where, well, he like still breaks from the top. He still shatters the thing from the top. He shatters the domain expansion mostly. He just taps on the domain expansion once and it explodes. This is where, well, when what's it called, Nonami was still having that kind of, not midlife crisis, but mostly remembering things and all that. And why he became a Jujutsu sorcerer. Or, yeah, is because, well, he didn't want to live in a shit life as a, businessman. I mean, none of us really wants to. And, help rich people become more rich, but yeah. But this is where, he says, screw it, I'm going to be a Jujutsu sorcerer and still make enough money, but still not care that much. But yeah, of course, this is where he's about to, take it. He has no regrets until this is where the barrier explodes. The whole domain expansion explodes. That, well, So the cursed spirit still tries to hit Well, it doesn't hit no Nami with the attack, but mostly hits well, Yuji, also known as Lucifer. But when Lucifer saw this, the soul was about to get, the attack was actually about to hit Yuji's soul. Until, instead of hitting Yuji's soul, this is where Lucifer switches for Sukuna. And this is where, Sukuna's hand was kind of free, one of his hands. And this is where, the cursed spirit just says, this is an interesting sight. He sees Yuji in one, place, while only having one string to his hand kind of tied. And he sees, Sukuna right there, all tied up. But Sukuna was kind of pissed for this cursed spirit to just see him humiliated, whatever. And of course, this is where he just flicks a finger and still cuts the shit out of the soul of the cursed spirit. And the cursed spirit says, shit, he's right now just bleeding and all that. And this is where Lucifer, who is right now still in control, says, interesting, very interesting. Then again, I should probably keep Sukuna still locked in. Sukuna, he says, wait, I'm free, I can break. And his arm is back to tied, and this is where Sukuna says, motherfucker, you fuck. He tries to even, tried to take one of the, make a mouth out of, in the, real life world instead of in the mindscape, and the mouth inside and all that. In the mouth and all that, and says, fuck you, fucking Lucifer. But he can't take control. He doesn't know why. Well, not take control. He can't, do anything. He can't make the eye or anything. This is where he can't even see what's happening outside. The only thing he sees is, Yuji, and is glaring at Yuji and saying, what the hell did you do? This is where Yuji is saying, I don't know what I did. I just ate a fruit because I was hungry. And he's probably talking about that fruit that I kind of saw. Interesting. This is where, Lucifer just says, you're bleeding right now. I should probably take you out of your misery. This is where, the cursed spirit still tries to escape. But when he tried to escape, he was right now in the sewers and running away. But this is where two body parts of his, when he was running away, just gets cut off immediately. This is where the cursed spirit says, what the? Impossible. But I don't see him at all. The two body parts that he just got cut was, his right arm and his left, leg. This is where he's basically jumping in one leg. He doesn't know what he fought against, but that wasn't Sukuna. Whoever was taking control of Sukuna and Eugene's body, he doesn't know what the hell is happening. He's like, whoever that is, I will kill you and find you. Even if it's Eugene's special ability or whatever woken it, I'll kill him. So he's laughing in the sewers and blah, blah, blah. There's a where, Lucifer, he's still in control and all that. And this is where, Nonami just says, "Who are you exactly?" Or not exactly. He didn't care about what's it called. Itadori? Right now? He was right now focused on getting what's it called. Well, the curse paranoia. But this is where he says, Eugene, are you okay? This is where Eugene passes out. This is where Eugene is back into his body and all. Well, back in control. While, well, Lucifer decides to sit inside and look at just what's it called. He's just sitting in midair while his tail is kind of like on the ground, just wiggling around. And this is where he's laughing at Sukuna. He's saying, "Well, you're a weakling. You know, you can't even heal anyone. I'm surprised that such a weakling being like you is here in this world, trapped. You couldn't even take control of the kid. I could easily. But you know, I don't want to do that. I want to get rid of you out of this body." This is where Sukuna says, "Good luck in trying that." This is where, well, one of his fingers just got cut off. And that was, well, a part of, well, the two fingers that was a call. Well, not the two fingers. He was like, "What the? I lost percentage of my power." That finger that he got cut off with like like a percentage of his power. And this is where, well, Lucifer just has the finger and he's like, "Oh, you're looking for this? You realize here, I can take you into nothing but different parts and then throw you out of Eugene's body. You know why? Because I don't like you. You're just a weakling. I should have never went in this body. I like this body a lot. And I'm going to keep it. I'm going to help Eugene become the strongest while you can fuck off." This is where Sukuna's angry. He says, "You fucking bastard. He needs me. You realize the whole freaking point of this place is because this is where he can't talk no more because he has a bubble over him." And of course, this is where, well, Lucifer saying, "Aw, such a cute little being you are." Not really, you're ugly as hell. So yeah, this is where Sukuna is right now cussing out. He can't, well, he can hear what Lucifer is saying, but Lucifer can't hear what Sukuna is saying. And Sukuna is happy. Well, not Sukuna, Lucifer is happy. So yeah, we go into, well, kind of Eugene kind of trying to rest, but of course, he is kind of like talking to Nonami about what happened to the bodies and all that. This is where Nonami says, I'm not gonna, lecture you about you should be healing and all that. This is where, well, Eugene says, "Yeah, that is true. I don't know the meaning of life or nothing, but this is where, before he can even finish his sentence, this is where he felt his stomach rumbling, and this is where he vomits. This is where, well, Nonami says, Eugene, are you okay?" This is where, when, Eugene kind of stops, like, vomiting and all that. He's like, "Damn it, my lunch." This is where he sees that it's, well, vomit, spit, and also, well, the fingers of Sukuna. This is where he's like, "What?" This is where, when Nonami saw it, he says, "The fucking vomit and all that." It really doesn't discuss him much at all. He was like, "God damn it, vomit." But this is where he saw the two fingers. The two fingers that, well, Eugene should have, like, kept and swallowed and all that. But it looks like his body rejects Sukuna. That's what he thought immediately. And this is where he says, "Sukuna's fingers. Eugene, can you contact with Sukuna?" I can try." This is where, well, Nonami got ready just in case he really has to stop Sukuna. And this is where, well, Eugene, he closes his eyes, and this is where nothing happens. This is where Nonami says, "What is happening?" This is where Eugene says, I can't get in contact with him. I think he's out of my system." Nonami was surprised and says, "That can't be. Are you sure?" This is where Eugene nodded. This is where, well, Nonami took the two fingers and says, "Well, I guess you're not no more the Sukuna's vessel no more. We gotta talk to Gojo and also, well, what's it called? That one medical girl, I forgot her name. The one that looks like she doesn't have sleep. She looks like Aizawa's daughter, but you know what? I'm not gonna brag about that. And I'm talking about Aizawa from, what's it called, My Hero Academia. That's the only teacher I like from My Hero Academia, and that's the only hero, because he looks like he's tired of fuck. Everyone else in My Hero Academia can go fuck off, except for the villains, because the villains look like badass and they kill, well, the weaklings. But yeah. But not the point. This is where, what's it called? Well, Nonami does, like, we go into a kind of weak time skip. And of course, well, Eugene actually does get, what's it called, when he's trying to sleep, he does get memories about special abilities. Well, not memories, mostly fragments of how to use these abilities. And this is where, well, when Eugene tries to sleep again, this is where he does get contact with Lucifer. Lucifer says, don't you think this place looks interesting, Eugene? Do you like the decoration I did to your mindscape? I think I like it a lot. So, what it is just a giant house, a giant mansion house. Well, in the background. But of course, everything else kind of looks like there has trees, water, kind of fire around also, but you get the point. Lucifer is right now just decorating what they call Eugene's mind. He wasn't really trying to get into contact with Eugene, but Eugene managed to get into the mindscape. But this is where Lucifer turns around and says, you're here. So how do you like the mindscape? Don't you think it looks a little bit much better than that dusty, creepy skeleton, whatever the fuck Sukuna was talking about? But who cares, right? Sukuna's out of your body, though. I kicked him out. Bastard should have never realized that he could never go against a demon lord. But not the point. Well, a devil lord, mostly. The lord of devil. But not the point. You see here, Yuji, since you're my new container, my host, and the person I might have to protect because, well, you have my powers and all that, and it's very important for you to, well, maybe become a demon lord. But not the point. Since you ate that Devilfruit I created, before the whole era of pirates, like, stopped and all that, the worst generation, like, ended, like, 5,000 years ago. That's not the point. But, since I did that, and made this Devilfruit, just in case, well, maybe the pirate age had another pirate age, but that never happened. And this Devilfruit that you just ate was lost a long time ago. Went through Jujutsu, what's it called, the Golden Age, Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't really know what really happened in Jujutsu Kaisen Golden Age, or really don't really care that much. And yeah, or Jujutsu Sorcerer Golden Age, but you know what? I don't really care about what that is. So this is where, well, Eugene is saying, can I know who you are exactly? This is where Lucifer says, dummy, I already told you, my name is Lucifer. But you can call me the Demon King, if that's what you'd like to call me. But I know you won't like to call me that, so just call me Lucifer, or Lucifer-sama. This is where, well, Eugene says, Lucifer then. Why are you in my body? Like I said, idiot, if you paid attention, you ate a fruit. Did I already mention all that? This is where Eugene nodded. This is where Eugene says, you can take control of my body willingly, even if I don't let you. If I try not to let you. Yep, but I'm not going to be taking it most of the time. Only when my container is in desperate need of help. Oh, only go in, but not much. I've been giving you fragments and fragments of memories and how to use your new abilities. Or you can go read the manga of One Piece, but yeah, it's going to be very long, but you know that. This is where Eugene says, the One Piece, wait, is that connected? Yes, I'm surprised that people in your world decide to actually recreate something 5,000 years happened. Very interesting, don't you think? But that's not the point. It looks like that story is pretty much accurate what happened to Luffy becoming the Pirate King. But not the point. You can read that. This is where Yuji says 500 chapters in the last time I read it. Well, good. Because I heard there was probably, well, not heard. When I was sensing through your body, I heard there was like at least another 15,000 chapters. That's where Eugene says, it's going to take forever. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be better than me just training you and kicking your ass most of the time. This is where Eugene says, so wait, if I can do most of the Devilfruit's abilities in one piece, what can I really do? This is where Eugene says, well, not Eugene, what's it called? Lucifer says, you can do a lot of things. Anything. Any Devilfruit that you have seen in One Piece, the book. Now, I know there's not like 20,000 chapters, but, wait, not 20,000. 2,000 chapters, like 20,000 or whatever. 2000, 3 zeros. But you see here, not 2,000. But you see here, it feels like that much, but I know they're at like 1,000 still, but yeah. But in this world, it's gonna be 2,000 because I'm not gonna really go into that, okay? This is where, well, Eugene says, interesting, I guess. Wait, this is where Eugene's like puts his hand out and say, "Gumma gumma, no me, pistol," and like throws the punch at what's it called. Well, his hand does extend, and he throws it at what's it called, Lucifer, and Lucifer just blocked it with one finger and says, "Test excellent, Itadori, very excellent, very very excellent." This is where, well, Itadori kind of like smile a little bit. And this is where he kind of likes to praise more than Sukuna kind of grumbling at him and saying, "You idiot." And this is where Lucifer says, "That's good. But now you gotta look through all the Devilfruits that you're gonna have to be training with." Oh. Mostly a bunch of elements. Also, you might be able to water manipulation, even though that was never a Devilfruit. And there used to be the curse of the water thing, but I managed to get the god to at least give me a Devilfruit. Well, give me an ability which you allow to manipulate water. Also, water is not going to be your biggest weakness because there's not water around here. Unless we're going up. But you won't be affected by the ocean or nothing like that. Also, I should also mention that I also got, well, if you don't know about the Hawkins in One Piece, which I'm supposed to guess you already know, this is where Eugene says, "Like conquers Hawking?" Yes! Lucifer nodded. Yes. I can't believe you actually already know about that. Yes. You will be having 3 Hawkins. Conqueror's Hawking, Arbitration Hawking, and Armament Hawking. Those 3 are going to be your most powerful. And, well, Armament Hawking is probably going to break through half of whatever Jujutsu Kaisen users can do. But whatever with that. But I'm also going to give you 2 special weapons. 2 special weapons that I want you to use. Or maybe a 3rd sword. You can be like Zoro. But these 2 weapons are, well, one is called Emma and the other one is called... And another sword that's kind of white and goldenish and called Amero Hapakani. So that just means kind of like white snake or something, but yeah, not the point. This is where, well, Eugene says, he nods and says, okay. This is where also in the, what's it called, well, out of the mindscape, Yuji did pass out when Nonami had to carry him back into a hospital. Well, not the hospital, into, well, that one, what's it called, lady, let me remember her name. So, Shoko is her name. So, of course, this is where Shoko, whatever, is her name. And, of course, this is where she says, "Are you sure that's all what happens, Nonami?" This is where Nonami nods and says, "That's what happened. He vomited out these Sukuna fingers. He even gave them to Shoka, and Shoka just saw that they are Sukuna's fingers. And she was kind of surprised. How? They accepted, what's it called? Well, the power, what's it called? Eugene's body was fine a while ago. Why did it just reject Sukuna's fingers now?" This is where, well, we go back into the mindscape. And this is where, well, Eugene is right now talking to Lucifer a lot. And Lucifer is more kinder, well, in this one. He's actually, well, what's it called, more kinder than what's it called, Sukuna. And it's not much of a dickish head like Sukuna has at the time. Now, of course, this is where, well, he laughs and all that. And this is where he, like, does give the 2 swords to, what's it called, Eugene. But when he wakes up, the 2 swords can actually be pulled out of his mindscape by one of his Devilfruit abilities. But yeah. This is where when Gojo appears, Gojo says, "Yo!" And Nichi's like right now behind him. And Gojo says, "What happened to, what's it called, Yuji? Nonami?" Nonami says, well, he passes out from vomiting, well, the 2 Sukuna fingers, and he doesn't have Sukuna no more inside him. He passes out after that. I ask him why, and, well, yeah. So, of course, this is where, well, Gojo was surprised with that, but yeah. So, we go into, well, after that week and all that, when he was talking to, what's it called? Yeah, that's what happened. Now, I think I mistake my shit, but yeah, whatever. This is where, well, Gojo and, what's it called, Yuji, has been training. Now, Eugene has been using his Devilfruit abilities now, more often in 2 weeks, so yeah, we go into a 2-week time skip. Now, of course, this is where, well, another time skip mostly. And of course, this is where Eugene has been using his Devilfruits. His Gumma Gumma no Mi, his second gear, his third gear, his even fourth gear for the Gama Gama no Mi, his Goro Goro no Mi, the Magna, Pico. He can use a bunch of devil fruits. Even the, what's it called, Ito Itanomi from Doflamingo. This is where, well, Gojo been having trouble with Yuji every time, trying to keep up with his different devil fruit abilities. And Gojo, Nonami, and also Shoko even knows about, what's it called, his different devil fruit abilities. Even Ichi. And Ichi's surprised that Yuji can actually, well, use these. So we go into the first time, what's it called, Gojo kind of fought against Yuji using his devil fruit abilities. When that was happening, Yuji kind of uses, what's it called, well, his Gama Gama no Mi to try to punch him with cursed energy, and of course Gojo dodges. Well, not dodging, he let it hit him, but of course the word doesn't hurt him because of the limitless kind of, not limitless, infinity bound between them. So of course it goes slower, but yeah. So this is where, well, they were surprised with the devil fruit ability, and Eugene does talk about, well, the devil fruit that he ate and all that. It's special, and yeah. And he has Lucifer as his, well, person to actually tell everyone that. So Eugene lets go of his body and what conscious and all that. Well, he's back into the mindscape, and this is where Lucifer comes out. Lucifer does talk to all of them, and they are pretty shocked. So yeah, of course, when Lucifer does fight against Gojo, Gojo does get his ass kicked. The reason why is because, well, Gojo's using what's called curse energy around him with the infinity, what's called boundary between them. Well, between them and all that. And of course, this is where, well, he thought that he wasn't going to get hurt by Lucifer, but Lucifer does put Armament Hawk into his, well, fist with Eugene's body and all that, and does punches through Limitless and punching him right in the face, making Gojo kind of widen his eyes and just realize that he isn't powerful against, well, a Demon King. Yeah. Now, of course, this is where Eugene's been trying to train with what's it called, Armament Hawk, Observation Hawk, and even Conqueror's Hawking. Now, he does also train what's it called with his 2 swords, and he will become stronger. Strong enough to protect his friends. That's what he's thinking. So, yeah. Of course, is where, well, Gojo's trying to help him with that. But, yeah, we go into, well, the last week of the 3rd week and all that, before the exchange event and all that. But, yeah. Now, Eugene, well, he looks like he has both his swords in his, well, I'm going to say, right side, just like similar to what's it called, well, he has 2 swords, but he also has a 3rd sword that he likes to carry around a little bit, just because of, well, the devil fruit, the Opa no Mi. Basically, he can make a domain and all that, but a little bit domain where he can just slash through and all that, just like Law can do. But yeah, is he searching devil fruit? But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But he does have what's it called, the 2 swords, the 2 main swords that he actually has on his, well, where what's called Zoro has him, I think on his right side. So yeah, right side. And of course on his left side he does have that sword that what's called Law uses. But yeah. Now of course different when what's called Lucifer, different memories he sent towards Eugene. He has a devil fruit called Mind User, or the Mind no Mi, which allows him to kind of grab things. Well, what's it called? Not Dream. It's not Mind. It's called the Dream no Mi, which allows him to actually pull out of his, what's it called, kind of dreams, but also his mind. If it's like thinking of something, if he's like dreaming of something, he can pull that out and use it as a weapon. So yeah. Now, of course, this is where what's it called. So of course he can pull out what's it called. If he's thinking of, or is he dreaming, thinking of whatever. If he's thinking of, I don't know, let's say that he's thinking of or dreaming about, what's it called, Whitebeard's Naginata, he can pull that out and use it against anyone. But yeah, of course, he doesn't have fully mastered over his devil fruits abilities most of the time. But yeah, of course, he also reads manga when he's kind of, when not training, so yeah, or doing harder missions, but yeah. So, of course, this is where, well, what's it called? Itadori's hair still stays the same, but Itadori is not, what's it called, the same height as, well, original. He's 5'8" now, because he trained like a hell. Oh, wait, so I fucked up. So, he is 5'8". I'm gonna just say he kind of grew a little bit more. I'm gonna say he's 5'9" now, but yeah. Lucifer is pretty tall, and he's like, I'm gonna say that Lucifer is like 6'5", but yeah. But that's not the point. Now, this is where what's it called? Eugene is kind of like 5'9", so yeah. But this is where, well, we go into Eugene kind of around the house and all. Or not the house. The place he's staying at with what's it called? Gojo and all that. Well, not Gojo. The, well, room, place, whatever he's sleeping at mostly. Of course, when he gets into the room, he's like, right now, yawning and all that. And this is where Gojo says, yo, we're going to, what's it called, the exchange rant and all that. Because he has to be very happy and all that. Because Eugene kind of became less happy and all that. And more kind of annoyed at other things. But yeah. Just like Nonami. And this is where Eugene says, I'd rather go back to sleep. Let me go read my manga now. Also, I should mention one thing. Eugene does have a straw hat. He decides to go to the store and buy himself a straw hat, okay? So yeah. He got what's called, well, Luffy's straw hat. And does have a lot of books of what's called the manga. Because, yeah. Also because they were like on sale and they were kind of cheap as hell. So yeah. So we go into what's it called? Well, Eugene about to like go back to his room and all. And of course is where Gojo says, "Oh, come on, Eugene, don't be like that. Fine, I'll let you stay here." So we go into, well, Gojo still kind of like bringing submarines towards the other class, the Kyoto class. But yeah. And of course, this is where the, what's it called? Megami and everyone else are just kind of surprised and like, huh, weird. Of course, this is where, well, I'm gonna just say, what is it, that one girl's name? Yuta Tada or whatever her name is? Still kind of glares at Gojo and all that. But this is where she looks at Gojo and says, why do you have a straw hat? This is where Gojo says, good point. Huh, I wonder if he's gonna come. This is where they hear a crash sound. And of course, this is where Gojo says, right on time, Itadori. Itadori right now rushes at what's called Gojo and says, Gojo, give me back my straw hat, bastard. This is where Gojo says, Itadori, come on, let me. It's a very comfortable hat, though. This is where, well, Itadori managed to break through what's called Limitless, but no one can hear the cracks and all that. And of course, this is where Itadori has a straw hat and said, fuck you. Now, I'm going back home, and you can go fuck right off. This is where Gojo says, no you don't. He grabs Itadori from like the collar and says, no you don't. Now, I should mention one thing. Itadori kind of looks, what's it called? He's wearing right now a, what's it called? I think it's called kimono or whatever. He's wearing right now what kind of Zoro's wearing, but yeah, he doesn't have green hair, okay? Also, he doesn't have like memories like Zoro does where he gets lost, but yeah. He doesn't have that. But yeah, this is where, well, Gojo's right now holding onto his collar and says, where are you going? We're doing the exchange event today. Now, be a good person and stay here. And go with your teammates. You know, you see here, it's very uneven because, well, Tokyo right now has only 5 students, while Kyoto only has 6 students. Don't you see the imbalancement? This is where Yuji kind of glares at Gojo and says, fuck you. You planned this, didn't you? Gojo says, what? Little old me never planned this. What are you talking about? This is where everyone is kind of shocked from the fact that Yuji popped out of nowhere and did kind of crack the ground, the cement underneath them. Well, some of them kind of felt it. Because Yuji, when he woke up the next day and all that, or not the next day, he kind of just fell asleep. He found his Gojo, well, I mean, not Gojo. He found out that Gojo left, but he found out that the straw hat was not there. And Nonami says Gojo took it. No, of course, it where Eugene was pissed and kind of went to go get his straw hat back. He wasn't realizing he was walking into a plan, but a trap mostly. But yeah, not a plan, a trap. Let me get some water out there. This is where, well, what's it called? Eugene is pissed and annoyed. This is where Megami and what's it called? Wait, let me. This is where Megami and Nobara just looks at Eugene and are kind of like this weirded out. Well, Eugene's kind of weirded out because they're like staring, wondering how the fuck is Eugene still alive and not dead. But yeah, this is where Eugene just looks at them, ignores them, and just standing next to what's it called, his classmates. He sees the panda. He kind of just wants to hug the panda now because he loves kind of fuzzy things and all. But yeah, this is where he still just is himself, but just a little bit different. This is where, well, Gojo says, okay, we're gonna go. This is where the old man says, why is Sukuna's vessel alive? This is where Gojo says, oh, he's not Sukuna's vessel is kind of dead. This is Itadori still, but the fingers reject him and heal them instead. This is where the old man says, I refuse to believe Sukuna's fingers reject. Why are you giving me 2 fingers? Those are the 2 fingers that, well, Itadori ate. And if you don't want to, well, say it is, well, Itadori transformed into what to call, well, Sukuna. I can't, idiot. Itadori kind of said bluntly. This is where everyone is shocked. And this is where the old man says, how is that possible? How would Sukuna just reject someone? I don't fucking know. I think it was Itadori's body that rejected him instead. How the hell should I know? You really think I would really know about this shit? And of course, this is where everyone is shocked to know that Itadori's body is right now not possessed with what's it called. Not sharing a body with Sukuna much, but they don't know about sharing a body with what's called Lucifer. But they don't know about him. This is where what's it called? Lucifer is right now just smiling and what's called Itadori's body and laughing a lot. But yeah, now of course Itadori cannot hear it because, well, Lucifer is not trying to annoy Itadori. But yeah, this is where, well, the old man is shocked and is holding the 2 fingers and does get someone else to hold them. But yeah, this is where, well, they go and of course they still explain what's called the changement, but they have like a couple minutes prepare time and all that. Of course, this is where Nobre is right now just annoying what's called Itadori to hold the frame to show that he's not dead and all that. The same thing. This is where he's not even holding it. He's like holding it a little bit to his face, but right now it's kind of going down a little bit. And Itadori's right now reading manga. He's giving no fucks less. This is where Megami says, how are you alive, Itadori? Wait, is that even true? That Sukuna reject, or did you reject him? Eugene looks up and says, yeah, I reject him mostly. My body just said, fuck it, puke him out and done. It was the worst thing ever. But whatever. I'm done with it. I don't care. This is where, well, what's it called? Maki then asks what's it called with, what's it called? Her sword, dagger, whatever, about that weapon and all that. This is where Itadori says, I don't fucking know. She's like, what do you mean you don't know? If I can remember right, Gojo's the one to give you that weapon, didn't he? This is where, well, Itadori says, yeah, my arm got cut off, but yeah, I don't know where it is. It's probably the same place. But stop annoying me that much. This is where she gets angry and was about to grab Itadori until when she realized how tall Itadori was. Itadori's a little bit taller than her. Well, taller than her. He's 5'9", while she is 5'7". Now, of course, yeah, when Itadori decides to stand up straight. But yeah, this is where she says, holy shit, you are tall. This is where, well, Itadori says, I'm not even that tall. I'm not tall like Gojo or anything like that. This is where she says, you're taller than me, though. This is where Itadori says, if you're complaining so much about your weapon, maybe can I even be able to take that? No. This is where Itadori then just says, screw it. How good are you with katanas, at least? This is where, well, Amakino was confused and says, I'm decent, yeah? Are you able, well, this is where he says, would I give her that weapon? Should I give her that weapon? This is where Lucifer says, the weapon might be cursed. Yes, in the manga, how Zoro has it and all that. But it won't be cursed in this world. You don't need to give the curse or anything. Unless you don't want to. This is where, well, Eugene takes Tada's shoe. So the sword he is given to Makino because of the dagger kind of being lost is, well, this one. This is where, no, I'm not talking about the curse blade, no. I'm talking about Shisui, the, what's it called, blade that has like the flower on the, what's it called, cross handle, but yeah. But that's what's it called, Eugene does like, think about. He gets out of his, what's it called, dreams, mind and all that. And of course, this is where he says, here, have this sword. It is called Shisui. One of the 21 graded, well, what's it called, great swords, and it is a black sword. Or a black blade mostly. This is where she says, what? she like, oh, like what's it called? She unsheaths the sword and she sees how like sharp it is, how texture it is, how what's it called? Well, great it is and all. And she's like, I can't have this. Wait, is it cursed and muted? This is where she just like, the fuck, cursed and muted? No, you just put armament hawking in it. She goes, armor and what? This is where Eugene grabs the blade off of her hand and all. This is where he goes. His blade does become black into a black weapon more. And of course, he just added armament hawking, his own armament hawking. But not into a black blade. It does have what's called purplish out of the blade coming out. Because, yeah, his, what's it called? Hawking is kind of purple. Well, not purple. It's red. Reddish pink purple. So, yeah. This is where he slices at what's it called? Like a doorknob. And he cuts through it so easily. And of course, this is where he saves here. This is where he gives the blade back. And of course, the armament hawking disappears and all that for me. He says, just add armament hawking. It's not that hard. She says, what is armament hawking though? Eugene says, fuck. Have you ever read One Piece? Or he says, have you ever read One Piece? She says, One Piece, what? This is where Panda just says, One Piece, One Piece. I heard that manga. It's a very good manga. But what does that have to do with the sword? Eugene says, okay. Well, One Piece is technically something that happened a long time ago that actually kind of is telling the truth. And this is where Panda says, huh. Could it be that Devilfruits are real? Yeah. This is where Eugene makes a string out of his hand. You see here, it's the Itadori no Mi. If you have never read from Doflamingo, have you never read from, what's it called? Well, Doflamingo's chapter or book and all that, then you might not know what the hell Itadori no Mi means. This is where Panda says that means string no mi Devilfruit, or Devilfruit mostly. Yep. This is where Panda says, huh, that's very interesting. Wait, could you use the Gama Gama no Mi though? From Luffy, the main character in One Piece? Yes. This is where, well, he like stretches out his hand, hits the wall, and stretches it back. See? This is where the Panda says, oh, you do. So I'm guessing, huh. This is where Makino was right now trying to concentrate and put in, well, the same type of armor hawking, just like Eugene did. This is where she's struggling and just trying to. This is where Eugene says, you suck, you're bad at it, blah, blah, blah. Basically, Eugene is trying to make her really angry. She gets angry and gets a tick mark and says, do you really want to say this to my face? This is where she does add armor hawking to the blade. This is where she says, what the? It turned green a little bit. Eugene says, that's the problem with armor hawking. Usually, you have to be in a desperate situation to actually unlock it. But there's also another way. I can just piss you off enough until you want to attack me with. This is where she says, maybe I do want to attack you with. This is where Eugene says, oh really? Are you really wanting to attack me now? Besides, we're doing the exchange event. But I don't mind taking on a fight with a sword. This is where he pushes like the blade away from him easily. And this is where Makino does kind of what's called, well, feel weird around Eugene. But this is where Eugene says, well, that's very interesting. It's kind of what's it called, a drag to even fight you right now. I'm kind of tired. But that's just because, well, Gojo annoyed me to be here. Whatever. That's where she says, so I just gotta have that same feeling to kind of put armor hawking? Yep. Could I put armor hawking into my cursed viewed weapons? Eugene says, I don't fucking know. My weapons aren't made with curse imbued. These blades that I have are basically just blades that are made by gods. This is where she's shocked. And now that she actually wants to, what's called, grab one of the blades from Eugene, she tries to grab Enma, and this is where Eugene stops her and says, no you don't. That sword is probably the worst blade you can actually grab. Something that I would actually not shown, or would not try to show in the battle. In the battle who I'm actually going to be fighting in this exchange event. This is where she kind of pouts a little bit and says, why won't you let me just grab it? Yuji says, I would have let you grab the other one, but why did you get Enma? Is it where she says, that's the sword's name? Yes, the swords have names. That sword that you have is Shinsui. And the sword right here that you are about to grab is called Enma. The other one is called, I'm not going to try to say the Japanese name of the white blade, but it's actually called Snake Slayer or Heavenly Eyes or something like that. The other name or whatever. But I'm going to call it Snake Slayer. This is where he says, I want to let you grab Snake Slayer. It's something that I would rather let you grab than the other one. This is where she says, fine. Then can I grab the other one? No, because we're out of time and we're going to have to prepare a little bit faster. This is where she just gets angry a little bit. And this is where Eugene just says, by the way, take care of the weapon. Don't lose it on an accident or whatever. She says, I'm not going to lose it. She like holds tight to the blade and all that. And this is where Eugene says, I know, you won't. Because, this is where Eugene says, because I kind of respect you a little bit. But that's not the point. But yeah. This is where, well, I should also mention the other blade that was called, not Luffy, Eugene has. It's basically the sword that was called Law has. But yeah. That he has on his what's called, well, right side. Or, no, I meant to say that the two swords he has is on his left side, while on his right side he has a lost sword, but yeah. This is where, well, Eugene saying, so what do we do on this plan? So, Makino still explains the whole plan and all that, and this is where, Eugene says, I'll fight against that guy. I forgot his name, but yeah. Of course, this is where they actually all started on it, and of course, this is where the exchange events start happening and all that. Also, of course, the Kyoku class is still gonna go after, well, Itadori, because the fact the old man still hates and doesn't really care if Itadori doesn't even have Sukuna with him. But yeah, this is where, well, Makino says, are you sure you'll be okay, Itadori? And this is where Itadori says, I'll be fine. Don't worry about me, Makino. This is where Makino says, whatever. Just don't cry when you get hurt. I'm not gonna cry. Why would I cry? This is where she just says, whatever. This is where, well, Panda, the guy that can only, like, name different, what's it called, ingredients for, like, food and all that. And, what's it called? Magmi, and also, what's it called, Nobra are kind of just seeing this kind of connection with, what's it called, Makino, and also Yuji. But yeah, of course, Magmi says they kind of connect a little bit too good, don't you think, Nobra? This is where Nobra is like nodded, confusing, but yeah. So of course, this is where, well, the big guy, what's it called? His name was, let me think about it. So Todo right now just says, who will fight me? And this is where Eugene appears, puts Armorman, well, not even Armorman Hawking. He just like kicks the same thing he needs with a car. Todo away, and Todo says, I guess you'll be fighting me. And of course, everyone runs away and all, into different, well, group and all. But yeah. So of course, this is where, well, Eugene says, I guess you'll be fighting me, Todo. I think you're a third grade year, or what were you again? I don't remember, and I don't care. This is where Todo says, then let's see who's the strongest. So this is where, what's it called, Eugene is right now fighting against Todo, and Todo's right now trying to hit, what's it called, Eugene. But this is where Eugene just kicks at, what's it called, Todo. Now, of course, this is where Todo is still trying to fight against Eugene. Now, Eugene is easily dodging. The reason why he's easily dodging is he's using, what's it called, using observation hawking, but advanced observation hawking. He is seeing into the future, glimpses into it, and easily dodging. Of course, he's easily punching at Todo, and Todo saying, you're pretty good, really good. But what's it called? Itadori. This is where Itadori looks up and says yes. This is where not looks up. Wait, yeah, looks up because Todo's pretty big and all that. But yeah, Todo says, tell me, what is your type of woman? This is where Itadori thinks about it and says, So he still says the same thing like in original canon, But he also says something else. Maybe if Makino, that's her name, was a little bit taller and had how should I say, nice roundness, I probably would have liked her. But that's probably my second type of girl. This is where Toto is just like he stops and says, "My kind of man has two types." Best friend. Yeah, so he still does that, but yeah. That's where Eugene says, where Eugene just says, well, that's interesting. Before he even tries to go further to fight him, this is where he kind of just waits until an arrow is about to hit him, and then a bullet. Now, of course, that is happening, and of course, well, oh shit, it's 1 hour and 5 minutes. You know what? You just screw it. I'm actually gonna leave it off here, so yeah. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato. But yeah, potato. So yeah, also, what time is it? Ah, shit. Gonna go, I don't know, go to sleep and drink milk, or probably do another water. But yeah, potato, and potato.